Hello, everyone. Hello. Thanks for joining me. My name's aLex Levin. I'm here with Rock the dog. Two kitties are nearby, and I think everyone's got their yayas, their zoomies out now, and they know it's quiet time. So the next 25, 30 minutes, we will arrive, tap into presence. And you'll want to, as I'm gathering a couple poems to share with you, you'll want to have a comfortable place to sit or lie down, comfortable in temperature. I've got a shawl to throw on me if I get chilly, as usually happens, even though I'm quite warm now. I usually cool off. I've got a folded blanket to sit on, a cat toy in case I need to distract someone. Got a cushion to put under the knee that is a little tricky. Sorry, Rock. Okay, so I'll read you a couple poems and chat a little bit, and during that time, you can just be arriving. And after that, we'll do a very small movement. Mostly, it's about the movement of our attention, but joined with the movement of our body. This poem was discovered by me at a retreat that Jackie and I taught at in Edisto, South Carolina. Was read by our friend Virginia. Very short poem in 2017. It's by James Broughton from a collection called Little Sermons on Big Joy. Little Sermons on Big Joy. Quit your addiction to sneer and complaint. Try a little flaunt. Call for comrades who bolster your vim and offer you risk. Corral the crones, Goose the nice nellies, hunt the bear hugs, and the raven that quotes, stay up all night to devise a new dawn. A little playfulness. I'll have to check out that whole collection. My eyes are watering for some reason. Okay, so then at the very end, I recently received from a good friend this short poem by W.S. Merwin, a little more serious. There are spirits that come back to us when we have grown into another age. We recognize them just as they leave us. We remember them when we cannot hear them. Some of them come from the bodies of birds. Some arrive unnoticed, like forgetting. They do not recall earlier lives, and there are distant voices still hoping to find us. A little confusing. I'll read it again. There are spirits that come back to us when we have grown into another age. We recognize them just as they leave us. We remember them when we cannot hear them. Some of them come from the bodies of birds. Some arrive unnoticed, like forgetting. They do not recall earlier lives, and there are distant voices still hoping to find us. So, let's find a position that we can be in. If you might be already there, we can be in that we can be still. Not in a captive way, perhaps in a held way. And in order to arrive fully, to meet these spirits that find us, these subtleties, notice what you do. What is your strategy for arriving? And what might become more potent is what blocks your arriving. And if so, engage with that. Engage, or this is the word I'm still trying to find. There's not a perfect word. It's a witnessing, a being with, acknowledging, welcoming. It's really being this presence that doesn't push away, doesn't judge, doesn't and even enjoy. It's really just this very neutral presence. And yet it has this commitment that it is always here, always with us, never abandoning. It may feel easy when things are feeling well, feeling good. And at this moment, knowing that I have some of you with me in real time, really with me, and the calmness of this space, a good night's sleep, a lot of things that went well. There's an ease to finding that sense of that presence that is never not me, never not here. In the next moment, for whatever reason, it may be impossible to find. And then the trick is to know that it's there in whatever is here. The meanness, the depression, the crowd of sorrows. So there's ground. We can always check in with the ground. But just for a moment, to redirect to when it's hard to even find ground, when it's hard to even settle. If, for example, and I'll just use a real life situation from my own experience lately, has been a achy pain in a lot of my joints and very general feeling of depression, achy joints, depression. And in the moments when I can be just quiet enough, even if just for seconds, to feel that, to let it be, to feel it with my attention of my nervous system, my mind, with the physical extension of that in my body, with the emotions of my heart that might be wishing it was gone. Maybe that's not emotion, maybe that's thought, action, or that heaviness of my heart that depression in air quotes. I like to separate that from really heavy duty clinical depression, more episodic. So I will choose now that we sit because I feel a deep stillness from where I've arrived, and maybe you're there also. I just made a slight adjustment, just bringing the mudra that I use, the cosmic mudra, the back of my left hand resting in the palm of my right, palm and fingers, and the thumb tips lightly touching. And perhaps you have arrived with me, with the animals who are very still here with me. Or perhaps you feel in some way more fidgety. And again, to repeat, let the fidgetiness itself be your portal. Implied in what I've just said is this ever present capacity to be watching and be with. Very helpful to fold in the breath. And our sit will be for maybe about another 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Our stillness, perhaps you're lying down. This being human is a guest house. You will likely notice many visitors coming and going, some lingering a bit longer, really varying personalities. Some of these visitors come in thought form, some come in image form, some of those might be blended. All of these could be blended. And some may come in physical, in our body, arrive in a body as I'm really feeling the weight of my right side quite emphatically somehow. And as if bit by bit, let yourself feel. You might feel almost like you lean back or feel the perspective from behind or above you of that sense of seeing, watching, knowing. And if you imagine the border of your body, which could be the skin, dissolving a bit, that sensing, you can know that it's yourself. And there's no separation then between the deeper layers of the skin and the sound of the crow outside or bird unknown. A separation from the light I feel coming through my closed eyelids and the deepest darkness of my bones, marrow. Consider that it might be, that it is or might be just fine to feel relaxed and even joyful, even peaceful, even perhaps as there is evidence to the contrary. Have I mentioned the breath? I said it in my head. I don't know if I said it out loud. Beginning to fold in the breath. Perhaps you can shift a position if that would be useful for you. We still maintain this quite meditative, quite non reactive positioning. And I hope I'm audible. Notice that I'm speaking kind of quietly and there's a hum in the background. And for a micro movement, and you might almost not even do this, but think it, just think it and see what happens as you just let without doing, just thinking, instruction writing in your mind. Just let the right side of your body get heavier, the whole right side. Just think it. And the paradox may be just as you're not really doing, but you might feel things happening. So it's almost as if we give the instruction, and lo and behold, we're listened to. The instructions are carried out. So I'm almost feeling like my right side on the screen, which is my left side in reality. So I'm not sure you can see anything, but it's just feeling like everything, on the kind of cartoon, it's just melting. I almost feel like I'm tipping over. And maybe that's true for you, maybe not. Look and feel and see and what happens as you write your instructions. And as it's happening, you can sort of rewrite the details. It was happening a little more surface, and now I've instructed it to be more down through my sits bone, through my pelvis, the base of my pelvis on the right side. Now I'm releasing that instruction and just letting weight be more evenly dispersed without doing anything. Just write the instruction in your thoughts and see what happens. See how breath is present. When we come back to center, as something might be changed from before this thought instruction giving. And then, yes, you probably know, try it on the left side. Just write the thinking, write the instructions through your thoughts. Let the left side of your body become heavier. So there's as if and this is actually a whole other story, but so interesting how we know exactly that plane that that creates the dividing midline. The left side of the body becoming heavier, even the hand, the arm, the shoulder. The left side has the stomach as opposed to the liver, so the stomach getting heavier. The descending colon getting heavier. Deep inside. I think it's the descending colon there. And just scanning with your sensing with this amazing nervous system of ours, scanning different parts, the shoulder blade, where the shoulder meets the neck. This is where I'm having some of my pain. Not now, though, but sometimes, often, lately. The mouth. So feeling how there's shifting happening just by our instruction, yeah? We can maybe ask it not to. We can think it, but ask it not to. That would be interesting. I'm going to try that. I haven't tried this exact thing before. I'm definitely kind of more weighted on my side, this side we're working with. But now, can I think it and not let any more happen? Maybe I think as if projecting the instruction into future moments. It's possible, but it's more, I wonder what it's like for you to do that experiment. Maybe you can write it out at the end of our time together in the comments. And now I will think to let myself come back to an even distribution of weight. And I can delay it. Yes, yes, this time it's successful. I'm delaying it and then letting it happen. Experimentation hot off the press. Coming back to center. And when you arrive, as you're arriving, bringing all the weight of you back to evenly distributed, come to one more very short, like maybe 1 or 2 minute stillness. Simply receiving what's new here now, different than the sit before. Couple more breaths, receiving and giving. Even every out breath is a giving. And even our thoughts and other energies are giving, as at the same time we're receiving. And bringing our palms together, bowing. It's a number of things that this gesture implies or signifies. And this morning I heard, and we're listening to a recording of my teacher, another one, but feel what it feels like for you. And so I've pointed to that it feels like a marking the transition, the end of our practice. It feels like a gratitude, a humility. And Russell said on this recording from September that it signifies our connection to all that is. I just have to show you Tommy for a second. He's really enjoying, whoops, there he is. Enjoying the quiet. And I have enjoyed our together time, and I'm just going to go back now to read our time to see if my computer closed itself. Read you both of those. First, the more serious one, and then the playful one. The W.S. Merwin, pointing to this non-separation. There are spirits that come back to us when we have grown into another age. We recognize them just as they leave us. We remember them when we cannot hear them. Some of them come from the bodies of birds. Some arrive unnoticed, like forgetting. They do not recall earlier lives, and there are distant voices still hoping to find us. Quit your addiction to sneer and complaint. Try a little flaunt. Call for comrades who bolster your vim and offer you risk. Corral the crones, goose the nice nellies, hunt the bear that hugs, and the raven that quotes, stay up all night to devise a new dawn. On that note, friends, thank you, thank you. I'll see you here next time. Thank you to everyone who joins at a later time. It's amazing. This spirits visiting can go on and on and on. Ciao, ciao. Courtesy of sunandmoonstudio.com on YouTube. Check out our presence out online and in person. Love you guys. Bye-bye.